What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a book haul. These are all of the books that I have gotten over the holidays, whether it be Christmas presents from friends and family, subscribers, authors who sent me books to read and review. I'm going to cover them all here today, starting with two books that I got from my best friend Kate from the channel The Literary Apothecary. She gifted me one of my favorite books that I have read in 2022, The Legend of Blackjack by A.R. Witham. I love this book. That love for this story, this world, these characters is one that's just going to continue to grow over time. Every time I revisit this world, it's just going to be that much more special to me. Just thank you so much, Kate. Also from Kate, I have the Wheel of Time companion novel. If you haven't seen her announcement video, I will put that in the link below. She and I and a couple other friends, Stacy and Anita, are going to be rereading the Wheel of Time series. Actually, it'll be a reread for Stacy and I. This will be Kate and Anita's first time through the series. So for more information on that, check out that announcement video down below. I'm very excited to use this companion novel with, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, did I get a whiff? Oh, it's one of the good ones. When the ink and the paper are just the right mixtures. Okay, let me stop. Let's get to these other books here. Next, I have Pew by Catherine Lacey. This is a gift to me from my friend Evie from the channel She Was Only Evie. By the time you see this video, she and I will have already buddy read this book. Very, very light scent. I am so curious about the premise of this one. There is someone that shows up in a church. They can't tell what race this person is. They don't know what gender this person is. The church sort of adopts this person. They pass them around from household to household. Because this person never talks, folks start using them to just unleash all of their thoughts and feelings about other people in the community. What Southern girl wouldn't want to read a book like this, am I right? This next book was not a Christmas present per se, but it was sent to me in consideration for review. Is The Crew by Sadir S. Samir, which I hope I pronounced his name correctly, but look how beautiful that is. I wanted this one 100% because of the cover. The main character looks like one of my beloved anime characters, Inuyasha. And all of these people back here, well, some of them, I don't think people is the right term. The guy in the front here has a couple of swords. These guys are not ones that I would look cross-eyed at. So there's definitely going to be some violence in here, but it looks so fun. So many of my friends have already read and reviewed this one and absolutely loved it. I cannot wait to read this one. Ooh, the front cover. Look at that. I love when there's a design on the naked hardback. That smells like cornflakes. I love it. Oh, I am so grateful to the author for this beautiful, beautiful copy of their book in consideration for review. Like, there's no strings attached, but you guys already know I'm gonna be reading and reviewing this book on the channel very, very soon. So I hope you all keep your eyes open for that one. What up, y'all? Back again. Different day, as you can tell from the wardrobe change, but I have some more book mail here that I want to open up. The first one is from my friend Stacy. It's been here for a few days, but I was feeling a bit yes! I am so excited. The second book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy. I read the first one earlier this year. I want to say it was a patron pick of the month. I loved it. It was so good. I am so excited. This is one of the trilogies that I'm going to put at the top of my list for 2023 to finish. It smells like cardboard. Ah, well, it doesn't matter. I am so excited to finish this trilogy. Thank you so much, Stacey. It's so pretty. I love the dragon on the front. Now, this is one I actually ordered from PANGO Books, which PANGO is my new go-to for getting some books. So I am planning to read, what is this trilogy called? The Warlord Chronicles? That sounds right. I meant to already start this trilogy. I wanted to read it in the winter months because the Winter King. I am still planning to do that in January or February. When I was plotting to start this trilogy, I forgot to account for my SPSFC reads, which is the self-published science fiction competition that I'm judging for. I should be done with the bulk of the reading by the end of January, but I was super lucky to find on Pango Books the hardcover of the first two of the trilogy, which are The Winter King, check out that old cover, and Enemy of God. Now, I still need to find the third book, but these are in excellent condition. Wow. So these are the first editions of the US copies, because this one someone wrote on here, "Happy Birthday Tad 1997." I got super lucky because I picked up both of these for $5 each off Pango Books. Now I've just got to track down the third book in that trilogy. I did finally score myself a copy of Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lin Tan, which is the second book in the Celestial Kingdom duology. I've been trying to get one at Barnes & Noble because they had an exclusive edition that had a short story in it about Hu Yi, Xingyan's father. And they kept selling out. And finally, on my last trip there, the girl said, "You know what? Let me get your email address. As soon as we restock, we'll send you an email." The very next day, they emailed me and they're like, "Hey, sorry, we're not going to be able to fill your order." So I ordered it off Amazon because I plan to read this in December. Now, I did not want to leave Barnes & Noble empty-handed, so I did look over on a table and I saw Legends and Lattes sitting there, and it had the French flaps and the deckled edges, and I can't resist. I just couldn't resist. And it smells delicious. I couldn't leave without a copy. I mean, French flaps and deckled edges are going to get me every time, especially when it smells delicious. And Barnes & Noble had an exclusive edition with a new bonus prequel story. Now, this on the back is one of those fake stickers. They had one on the front, but it was not a fake sticker. I was able to remove it. Barnes & Noble, let's hope this catches on with all of the booksellers out there. Am I right? I want to say good morning to everybody. Say good morning. We're here to open up some books. One of us is here to sleep. The other one is here to open up some books. So I have a few packages to update. The first one here is from my little Booktube brother, Andrew, from Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and he got me A Man with One of Those Faces by Queeve McDonald. Queeve McDonald is an Irish comedian who has turned author. He has this series, which is his crime thriller series, but you might be more familiar with his paranormal thriller series, The Stranger Times, which I've been talking about. New book coming out, I want to say February of 2023. I'm so excited. I have read this one, but I wanted to own it physically because it's going to be one I'm going to reread many times because it's so good. It's so funny. Without a doubt, this series has one of my favorite all-time characters, and that is Bunny McGarry. And if you know, you know. Thank you so much, Andrew. I cannot wait to reread that series. All right. Aha! I don't know why I'm checking for a gift receipt. I actually purchased this one. This is A Prelude to Ashes by Tiago Abdallah. I am going to be reading this book this month, which is December, in case this happens to come out in January, no telling. I've just been up in the air about what order I wanted to read this. In publication order, this comes out after the first book, which is A Touch of Light, which I already planned to read in December, and then I found out there was a novella, so I was like, well, I'll read that in January. It'll be in publication order, and then I'll be ready for book 2's release. And then I thought, it's a prequel. Why don't I just start with it since I have that option? I'm so torn, but I think I am going to go with the novella first. I've heard it's much more painful that way, so why not? And the next two, you have already seen reviews on the channel. You've heard me talk about them. And the first one is Helicopter Parenting in the Age of Drone Warfare by Patrick Barb. This was sent to me in consideration of review from Spooky House Press. They have never done me wrong. Everything I've ever read from Spooky House Press has been a hit for me. Have I read everything they've published? I've read every book Spooky House Press has published, with the exception of one who happens to be the author that is behind Spooky House Press. So 2023, I'm going to fix that. I will be reading his book, which is Her Infernal Names and Other Nightmares. The next book is The Awakening Fire by Cassidy Faline, another book that was sent to me by the author in consideration for review. The day I got it, I was enraptured. It's a beautiful book. It's just the perfect handheld size. It's floppy. The tagline on the front got me. And then the blurb on the back cinched it. I sat down. I read it in 2 days. I loved it. I reviewed it. I'll put that up in the cards for you. This is one of those that I believe the whole series is just going to be one that you can binge from start to finish. Rarely does that happen to me. Very, very rarely do I want to read a series back to back. I usually like to have a little bit of time between them, break them up with some other books, but every on occasion a series comes along that I can go right from one to the other, and I think this is going to be one of them. The next book in the series is coming out very soon. I wouldn't put it past myself to reread this one before I blaze through the second one. What's up, guys? I am back with a couple of more books since the last time I talked to y'all. I got this one. I bought this one myself. It was an impulse buy. I did a tag recently talking about how it is you choose to read books, and I've owned this one on Kindle since almost maybe when it came out. I saw a review by Dominish Books, which I'll link down in the description below, that sold me on it. I saw the cover of the second book that's coming out in either January or February. It's gorgeous. This one is gorgeous. Let me show it to you while I'm just sitting here staring at it entranced. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and get it. So I did. I picked this one up in A Prelude to Ashes, which I think I showed you earlier in this one. And then I have one more that came in the mail. It's book mail, but I recognize the name of the author on here. So I know what it is, but the funny thing is I haven't actually looked at the book. I know the author. I'm familiar with the author. I'm in a bunch of Discords where this author is. And when they sent me a message asking if I would like to, wow, this is so cool. Look at this. It says Case File Blackwood Valentine, and look at the claw marks. This is so cool. But anyway, they messaged me and was like, hey, I finally have some author copies of my book. Would you like to review one? I'm like, I didn't have to look up the book. I didn't have to do anything. I said yes. That is so cool. I love this presentation. Victoria Tekken's Phased. I'm going to be reading this one, I think in April. It's been out a while. It's already out, so you can absolutely look this one up. According to the Domestication and Assimilation Organization, Val and Lila Blackwood are the most dangerous kind of werewolves. I'm so in. What's up, guys? I just got back from checking the mail, so I thought I would sneak in here and film this really quick. I did open this first book because the landscapers came through. They were trimming the bushes today, and they like blew all the stuff on the porch, which had an Amazon package sitting there, so it got all over it. So I had to open it there because I didn't want that stuff all through the house. Nobody cares about that. What book is it? Blood Reunion by J.C.M. Byrne. It's the third book that is out currently in the Hybrid Helix series. I've recently read and loved Wistful Ascending. I will link that review everywhere up in the cards down below for you to check it out. I am so excited. Just look at this cover. Look at this cover. Rowan looks pissed, menacing. Something serious has happened and everybody is about to pay. His brows are so low that it looks like that hurts. That hurts my face. But this was sent to me by the author, so I am so excited. Thank you so much, J.C.M. Byrne. I cannot wait to catch up on this series. And then I have my other one here. I haven't opened it yet. I know what it is, though, because I recognize who it's from. This is a press y'all have heard me talk about a lot on the channel, Spooky House Press. I've read and reviewed everything except one book, which I'm going to take care of very soon. Wow. That is beautiful. Ooh. This is The White Horse by Rebecca Harrison. Let's see, what is this one about? Born a peasant, raised a lady. Charlotte does not know who she is, but she does know what she wants to be. A great composer. Ooh. Her talent is remarkable, but when she turns 18, her dead father's wife sells her piano and throws her out. Charlotte becomes a governess in a Gothic mansion where a handsome and mysterious widower grieves his dead wife. The mansion looks upon the White Horse of Uffington, where Charlotte had a strange vision as a child. A haunted place of folk tales and fog and memories. Memories of wives who died young, generation after generation, and a white lady who haunts the mist. This is going on January's TBR. Right the F now. Look at this cover. I'm so excited to read this one. More books. Let's see what we got today. Okay, I had a feeling this one was coming since I got book 3 yesterday and I already have book 1. So I have, oh gosh, Dangler. So this is book 2 in the Hybrid Helix series, Return of the Griffin by J.C.M. Byrne. I mean, just look at this cover. Look at it, guys. Look at this. Don't you want to read this? It's a freaking superhero in space, and there's a giant shark behind him. Like, where did the shark come from? Look at that. The shark fin. Like, real talk. When I was a kid and the first Jaws movie came out, I watched it. My mom let me watch it, and I was scared to death. That movie scarred me. Oh man, this one doesn't smell at all. The one yesterday smelled delicious. Now this one is from London. I don't know what this might be. Of course we are about to find out. Uh-oh. Well, I could not have done that any worse. What do we got here? Okay, it's wrapped. This looks so... Where were you when the world changed? Angry Robot Books. Look at this package. It's wrapped. Look at this wax seal. I am saving that. Like, we're gonna have to just cut that out. That's going in my memory planner section of my planner, which that's gonna be a whole thing coming in 2023. Trying my best not to tear this because that is just absolutely, the presentation is everything. I tell you, Angry Robot Books, y'all know how to make a girl want to read a book. Where were you at the beginning or at the end? And where are we all now? 40 years ago, the world changed. Toxic threads left behind by mutated moths infected men and boys around the globe. Some were killed quietly in their sleep, others became crazed killers, wildly dangerous and beyond help. All seemed hopeless. But humanity adapted, healed, and moved on. Now matriarchs rule and men are kept in specially treated dust-free facilities for their safety and the good of society, never able to return to the outside. Mary has settled into this new world and takes care of the male residents at her facility, but she still remembers how things used to be and is constantly haunted by her memories of her family, of her joy, of him. Now the world is quiet again, but only because secrets are kept safe in whispers. And the biggest secret of all, no one wants to live inside a cage. Moths is a remastered and revitalized version of the previously self-published smash hit dystopian thriller showing us a new post-pandemic world. Oh gosh, let me show y'all this cover. Moths by Jane Hennigan. Or maybe it's Hannigan. When does this come out? Little tagline on there says kill or be killed. March 14th, 2023 is expected publication. I cannot wait to read this. Thank you so much, Angry Robot Books. This is amazing. I want to read this so bad. Like right now, I want to read this so bad. Save my little packaging. I love that. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that like really up close? Look at that moth and that wax. I'm a big fan of that. Chris has the little wax thingy cup thingy and the little thingy that you stamp it in, and I'm just fascinated. All right, one more. Ooh, that is a beautiful cover. Book 1 of the Riverfall Chronicles, The Wickwire Watch by Jacqueline Hagan. Oh, now that smells good. Oh, just a new book smell. Here, let me show y'all this beautiful cover. This is actually one that the author wrote to me and asked me if I would be interested in reading and reviewing. Honestly, I was sold as soon as I looked up the book on Goodreads and saw the cover, but when I read the blurb, I knew this book was written for me. It's the first and greatest rule Inkwell Featherfield had ever learned. It's also the only way he knows how to survive, besides picking pockets, dodging the law, and using every ounce of his plucky charm. But none of this will be enough to save him now. If only he had never snooped around a dead man's house. If only he had never found that pocket watch full of strange magic. If only he had known the old man had snuffed it at the hands of ghostly specters, or that such dark spirits even existed, because now they're after him. When Ink is approached by an enigmatic group offering to keep him safe, he accepts, only to discover that his rescuers are a band of infamous fugitives. Who knew they had a flair for winemaking? Or a penchant for sing-alongs. Rust in a world of arcane horrors, powerful politicians, and dangers on every side, the boy has no choice but to finally break his rule and decide who to trust. But with all the secrets, magic, and mystery thickening around him, and the stakes so much higher than he ever imagined, it might be downright impossible. I cannot wait to read this. What's up, guys? I am back home now from Mississippi, and I have brought some books back to show you. But first, I have one here that was waiting in my mailbox. So let's see what that one is. Wait a minute. Who sent me this? Oh no! It doesn't tell me who sent me this. Alright, I am so excited to read this one. This is called The Call. My friend Lauren from the Paperback Empire, she did a tag recently, and one of the questions was, have you read a book recently that made you think of someone that would be perfect to read that book? And she mentioned The Call would be one that I would like. And so I put it on my wish list, and someone sent it to me, so I've got to find out who sent me this book. But the little tagline on the front here says, you have 3 minutes to save your life. That smells so good. I love that Book Depository always includes a bookmark. So if you're the one who sent me this book, please let me know so I can thank you. Okay, now these 3 I bought myself. I got them from my Barnes & Noble. My friend Victoria and I went because she told me, hey, Barnes & Noble is having their buy one hardcover, get another hardcover for 50% off. Your girl totally failed the assignment because she got 3 paperbacks, but my goodness, I couldn't resist. 2 of them have the French flaps, and this one has the deckled edges. Like, get a good look at the deckled edges. I just love that so much. But last year when I went home for Christmas, I got John Steinbeck's East of Eden. This year I got Grapes of Wrath because I am going to be reading this one this year, and I am just so excited. I also picked up this little French flap signature classic, which I'm going to guess is exclusive to Barnes & Noble only. But what I loved about this one, besides the French flaps, is it has the different illustrations in here. Oh, this is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Looking Through the Looking Glass. And I wanted to have this one. I have read this one before, but I wanted to have a copy because I am obsessed with Ferris Wheel Press fountain pen inks. They have a fairy tales collection, and each of the different inks are inspired by a different scene of Alice in Wonderland. So I just wanted to have it so I could, read that section for myself when I get a new one. And then the final book I got, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I wanted this cover. I actually have this one. I picked it up from my used bookstore, but I got the movie cover, which I do not like. I love the creepy kid photo on the front, so I had to have that one. And then while we're talking about Victoria, since she and I were the ones that went shopping together, we also did our annual book exchange. I take her some books that I think she would love, and she brings me books that she thinks I will love, or she accidentally buys 2 of. Now, the first one here is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, who I love, and I cannot wait to read more of her work. I want to say this one is a duology. Angela from Literature Science Alliance recently finished it, and I watched her video where she talked about both books and just what you can expect from the series, and I really enjoyed it. This one's definitely high on my list to get to. I also have here Sandra Brown's Outfox. I don't know anything about it. It looks like it's going to be a thriller, a crime thriller. That's all I need to know. Y'all know I love me some crime thrillers. And then the last one is called Unbreakable, the Legion Book 1 by Cami Garcia, co-author of the best-selling Beautiful Creatures. I remember watching either the show or the movie Beautiful Creatures that was made from that book, and I liked it, but I never read the book. So this one has a really cool cover. I'm going to try that one out. And then finally, I went to the used bookstore that is across the street from my old neighborhood to see what treasures I could find in there. And as usual, I made out like a bandit. I scored book 5, Wolves of the Kala, book 6, The Song of Susanna, and then the final book in the series, The Dark Tower. My goodness, these books are in perfect condition. They don't look like anybody's ever read them. And that is going to do it for the books that I came home with from Mississippi. Now y'all know I ordered some with Christmas money, and those should be arriving in the next couple of days. So the next clip will be all of the ones I ordered with Christmas money. Alright guys, I am here with the last 2 books that I'm going to include as part of this book haul because it is the last day of December. I have some more books coming, but they won't come until mid-January for some reason. I don't know what's up with that, but we're going to go ahead with the 2 that I got. This is probably no surprise to anybody that's been watching the channel this month. We read this for the Wine and Crime Book Club. Whenever I am not familiar with an author, I will typically borrow the book from my library, which I did get the audiobook from my library. I purchased this on Kindle, and when I finished it, I loved it so much. I will absolutely be rereading this one many, many times. I've already pre-ordered their next novel coming out in April of 2023. This is The Violin Conspiracy by Brendan Slocum. I will link up here in the cards the Wine and Crime live show discussing this book and my review if you want to check that out. And then the last one here, I am not sure. Okay, this is not one that I purchased. This is one I accepted for review. This is called The Old Universe, and it is put out by Forbidden Origin. I'll show y'all the cover. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. The void has ended, and with the emergence of the spheres of time and space, the first universe is born. The first universe is born. From the green valleys of Kaisar to the pristine oceans of... oh my goodness, these are words I cannot pronounce. All the way to the looming walls of the Black Palace. Corrin must enforce the will of the Allfather. He knows that when the Allfather speaks, the universe trembles. And when the universe trembles, chaos is inevitable. What we consider our Big Bang and start was actually the cataclysmic end to a war in the old universe. I am so excited to read this one. So that is gonna do it for this book haul, y'all. Those are all the books that I picked up during the month of December. Share with me your favorites that you got in December just because you wanted to, or your Christmas books. Do you have a favorite or several favorites? Thank you all so much for being here and watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one.